House is a very unique guard. He can dominate. Even when we had two guys on him, he still got the ball in bounds and went by us. He's a very unique basketball. He reminds me of, I always get this young man's name wrong, but he plays for the Pelicans, I believe. And he went to, I forgot his name now. Anyway, he's a little guard that played last year and was a dominating basketball player. Alvarado. He reminds me of him. But terrific game for them. We didn't play up to our potential, but anytime you don't play up to your potential, it's because the other team makes you not play up to your potential. We had a chance up four and we turned the ball over. Good teams can't do that. Getting Quinn Selinsky back was a big positive for us, but he's totally out of shape, especially with this altitude. But we had our chances. We didn't come through on the chances, and that's because New Mexico is an excellent basketball team. So very happy for Richard. I'm very proud of him. Great crowd, terrific crowd. Now, Richard knows how to handle it, but the one piece of advice for this team is don't embrace it. Get better. Get better. Take what you did wrong and get better. Because as quickly as you're climbing that mountain, you get knocked right off of it. And you got to just understand that. But if they get crowds like this every game, it'll be tough to beat. Tough to beat. Our guys hung in there, but it was great atmosphere. I love this place. Not crazy about it tonight, but I do love the place. The fans are awesome.
I know you had said yesterday, I don't know if anyone believed you, but you said you weren't going to press. You did force them into 16 turnovers, and you did press most of the game.
Well, we played mostly zone. I haven't showed zone in 3 years. And we didn't think we could guard them man-to-man. And my presumption was right. We couldn't guard them man-to-man. Too quick. They run their offenses. They just run their offenses. There's matchup problems. And so we played a little bit of zone. We certainly pressed a little bit. I was hoping to wear Jalen. We wear out 98% of point guards. That guy's the Energizer Bunny. You can't wear him out. He has incredible stamina.
Are there points in the game where you're just looking at him to see if he's sucking wind at all? And
He doesn't. I've watched him enough. He doesn't. You just hope it hurts his shot. But we didn't shoot the ball real well tonight. But that's okay. We were 3 for 24 from the three. We did a lot of good things. They would have been a basketball team.
Coach, how literally did you make the comeback?
Well, our zone was giving them problems, and we started attacking the rim, and we got some easy buckets. And we had a shot up four, silly turnover up four to throw the ball away in that situation. Not a smart play. But look, they make free throws. One of the things about this basketball team and why it is so, when you go down the stretch, House is such a great free throw shooter. I believe if you're going to be a championship team in your league, a contender in the NCAA tournament, the guards have to be great free throw shooters. And House is that. So it always comes down to that. We lost to in our conference tournament because we missed free throws. So that's a big weapon to have, as well as all the other great things he does. He's fun to watch.
Coach, what was this?
He has a fifth year, and I would offer him 2 of my scholarships.
Coach, what was this experience like going up against yourself? You've done it before, but I mean, you got the pit, you got this atmosphere and stuff like that.
I'm just really happy for him. 11-0. This is a rebuilding job. He's done it in 1 year. I'm just beaming with pride for what he's accomplishing. I'm disappointed in my team, but I'm so happy for him. So happy for him.
KJ Jenkins is the guy that obviously was on the scouting report, but for 13 first half points, he kind of carried them through some stretches where otherwise you guys were shutting Mash down and House to at least slowing him down. KJ Jenkins surprised you in any way today?
No, he's a great shooter. Now, the numbers don't bear that out, but he's the best shooter on the team, pure shooter. Although I can't put anything by House. House is an amazing basketball player, amazing. I'm so impressed. Mashburn. I love their team. Absolutely love their team. Dent coming in off the bench. They got so many things that they can do to make it difficult on your defense.
Anything else?
It's great seeing you again. It was much more fun when we were in the Final Four than it is tonight. But everybody have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. It's great to see everybody.
Obviously, a great win for our program. Very, very appreciative of our fans. It was a great night for them. They're unbelievable. But also extremely appreciative of my father in Iona to come play this game. He did not need to do it. He was trying to help out his son. And that goes a long, long way with everybody when we can fill this thing up again. So very grateful. We made some big plays down the stretch. Jalen House did. Morris with a great pass out of the post to Javante. Needed to rebound the ball better. But I thought our guards made some really big plays down the stretch. So great win. I mean, sitting here at 11-0, I thought we'd be improved. I didn't know if I thought we'd be sitting like this. But it was a great win because Iona's going to win a lot of games.
You already mentioned the pass for Morris. I wonder, he hasn't passed out of the double team a whole lot this year. He did at San Francisco for a big three late in the second half, and he did tonight on that.
You named it. Those are the two.
I mean, those are the two.
I think they are. I think they are. It was a great play. I'm not sure what it put us up, but it was a big. Javante had a great dive to the basket. We thought they'd play zone. I didn't think they'd play as much zone as they did. But we were doing a good job of reading kind of what they were giving us and being patient down the stretch. We tend to play a little bit fast at times. But that was, I mean, it was just a great game. Iona fought back. I mean, that's a team that's going to win like 25 games. They're terrific. That's the best Iona team he's had since he's been there for sure.
You already mentioned that they played zone, and you guys kind of anticipated that a little bit, which is unique because they don't play much zone ever. He said yesterday he wasn't going to press. They pressed almost the whole game. He said Tuesday night Quinn wasn't going to play. He was out 2 more weeks, and you tweeted right away, "I know he's playing now." How much of the gamesmanship was still in the opposing coach tonight?
Well,
that you expected?
I would say, being his son, I knew he'd play some zone because he hadn't played any. And, working for him, he always has his zone in his back pocket. When I was watching the Princeton game and he knew I was watching and he said that, I go, all right, they're playing. Those guys are playing. And I called it there. So that was intentional on his part. But I tell you what, like, Solinsky's just an absolute warrior. So I don't know if it was gamesmanship as much as he was intentionally messing with it because he knew I would sniff that one out.
How did your Lobos grow from that experience?
We continue to grow. I think you look at some of the wins that we've had, whether it's at SMU, at St. Mary's, San Francisco on a neutral court, and now this one. We got to learn from it. I think when you watch Iona, the way that they compete, you learn a lot because they are tough to the ball, offensive rebound. They never quit. So we needed to keep our poise. It was a 17-point game when Josiah got that technical. But you know what? It's hard, man, when you're playing in this building and you got that energy. It's as good of a home court as I've ever been a part of. But we can learn a lot. That's a program like San Fran and like St. Mary's who has been where we want to be. So you got to learn from winning.
Coach, could you just talk about the good minutes that KJ gave you when he came in and kind of help build that double-digit lead?
Terrific. Yeah, that was his best game of the year. He had a little bit of a thumb deal. Wasn't sure how good he would be, but he had a bunch of family in town. He's like, I'm gutting it out, Coach. So he was great. I thought Sebastian was great off the bench with the minutes he gave us. He played hard. And then Donovan obviously continues to be good off the bench. So we need those guys. We got to be a versatile team. Every game is kind of a story in itself, and you never know what's going to happen, and everybody's got to be ready to go.
And now that you've won this game, coaches against their dads, sons against their dads, coaching in Division I. Now it's dads now 19 wins, and the sons 2 now. You got the second one.
Well, the dads normally have better jobs. But, at the end of the day, I said all week, it's not about me. And it wasn't about me. You can't make it, especially with the non-conference that we've had. I tell all of our players, don't make it about yourself. So I give them the game plan to the best of my ability. I try to help them out throughout the course of the week preparing as well as through the game. So it's not about beating my dad. I'm lucky that my dad would play here because we benefited. That's a nationally televised game. He did not need to play. That's 14,500. That's huge. So happy we won. I don't look at it like I beat him. I look at it like New Mexico beat Iona.
Coach, you said you have to learn from winning. I mean, you guys are undefeated right now. You have Prairie View next, and then you guys hop into conference play. And the Mountain West is pretty good this year. I mean, how do you start preparing for getting into that?
One day at a time. We'll get back. I mean, that was a war. We won't practice real long tomorrow, and we'll give them the game plan for Prairie View. That's kind of what we look at, and then it'll be great to get everybody away to their families for Christmas, and then get them back to work. So, I mean, good part about these guys is they work hard, they love basketball, and they're growing as a team too. So, we just evaluate this one and get back to work tomorrow.
Prairie View so close away. I mean, just after such an emotional win tonight, I mean, how quickly can you set that reset button going into practice tomorrow?
Starting tomorrow. That's what we'll do. I mean, that's the tone from the top down is we don't get too high, we don't get too low. We are very, very appreciative of our fans. We're very appreciative that we were able to play on national TV against a great opponent. But you move on. So we'll clean up Iona, and then we'll go to work.
Coach, everything that you talked about, from the atmosphere to just the way you guys played, I mean, you have you kind of set out for when you're rebuilding a program, what you want it to look like. I mean, what does this say about the program rebuild that you've been talking about since day one?
It's happening a lot faster than I thought. Year one's really hard. You got to see what you got, and I thought we did a really good job of building kind of what our foundational beliefs are going to be. We were able to return the right pieces, retain them because that's not easy anymore, and then add some really good ones in the fall to go along with or the spring, and then obviously with Donovan and Braden and Quentin. So we're lucky to have guys like Mash and KJ and House and then Morris and Josiah. I mean, those guys they're culture guys. So obviously going from 303 in the net to top 20, pretty darn good. But we're not gonna. We're not going to embrace too much of it. We're just going to move on.
Coach, apparently during the broadcast, your son was saying some stuff. He was sort of cheering on the Lobos. So what can you say about him and just kind of him seeing this rivalry between his dad and his grandfather?
Well, it's when you, in this profession, get fired and you have to go to your family, tell them you're moving. And they have close friends, and they've lived there for 8 years, and we loved living in Minnesota. And you got to tell these kids they're moving. It's hard, really hard. So to have the beauty of Albuquerque is everyone goes to the games. Everyone they're like, see you at the game. All your friends, everybody. And to be able to have your kids, not just Jack, but Ava, Zoe, be a part of it, it's awesome, because there's a lot of tears when you move, a lot. And to see the joy and the smile on their faces is great. It's really rewarding as a father. He does need to know we are going to lose, hopefully not soon. And he also needs to know that the student section trash talking can't carry over to third grade basketball. We've had a couple issues there as well.
I hate to switch moods a little bit, but you guys won, so it doesn't really matter. But 14 offensive rebounds, 18 second chance points. Those numbers, 18 to 1 on second chance points total. Those numbers, obviously, you can't get too after. There's something special they were doing.
They were just crashing. They're big. They're big. That's a very big team, and we weren't hitting bodies, and that was clearly why they got back into the game. And we went small because we were trying to attack their zone. But give them credit. That was more a relentlessness on them, and we just got to be a little bit more physical.
And they did shoot 3 for 24 from 3, so there were a lot of long rebounds. But for the most part, you think it was just them crashing. It wasn't.
I think it was long rebounds, not quick to the ball. Fatigue. I think Iona, that's what they do. Like, when a shot goes up, they're going to crash. That's what they do.
Time for one more with Coach.
How much fun is this ride been, Coach?
A lot of fun. It's as I said before, like the reason why I came here is the fans. You can just tell that the community cares about basketball. They need to understand we're probably not going to win the national championship. We got a chance, but we just got to continue to build. But the support that they give us, it's why players want to come here. And it's you see it on national TV. We'll be texting our recruits tonight, telling them, "Did you see that?" It could be special, and it's been obviously fun. To losing sucks, so 11-0 is great.
Coach,
Jeff has one last one.
Two more.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Two more.
What did the crowd literally do tonight that impressed you?
Well, I just thought their energy just from the start, getting here early, creating that game day environment. They've got a great basketball IQ. They hate the refs. I've never seen a fan base that hates the refs more in my life. But it's, again, like, if we want to get back to where we're trying to be, it will be because of them. And if they continue to come to these games, the recruits see it, the players talk about it, that community motivation is big.
A year ago, your dad was here, and you guys lost, and you dropped him off at the airport without dinner. You going to buy him dinner today?
I don't know if he wants to go to dinner, but I'm supposed to take him to dinner. I think you got to give him a little grace period because he's not great right away after games. But yeah, we'll get together. I mean, it is great because when you live far away from all your family, it's great that they could all somewhat. A couple of them had some kids with illnesses and so on. But as I said before, I am extremely appreciative that he played this game. He did not need to do this. And you saw the community. They owe him a debt of gratitude, obviously, for playing it because not a lot of people want to do that. So really grateful. And hopefully I can buy him a meal.
You ever lose any confidence in that shot?
Nah, that's that ain't no good question. You think I'm gonna lose confidence? I got a big heart to lose confidence, and my team trusts me. Coach trusts me. He tells me to keep shooting no matter what the percentage or if the ball's going in or not. If I'm open, I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna make plays besides just shooting the tray ball. So I'm glad we got the win. We performed well. This team was hard to put away, but it was a good game.
You came here a year ago, and everybody that comes here talks about this building and these fans, but it hadn't been like it was tonight, before tonight. What was tonight like compared to what you thought it was going to be when they told you nights like this happened?
Yeah, it's the pit. I got to experience the pit for real now. So it's crazy. It's loud. 14,500. That's amazing. And all credit to the guys upstairs and coach for continuing this train and this rhythm of winning and stacking days and stacking games. So the pit was crazy. I appreciate all the fans that came out. Thank y'all so much.
So you guys could feel that energy, right? Because, like how you can get involved with the game and you don't even hear anything going on around you because you're involved in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you guys literally felt all of it, huh?
Most definitely. I'm on the bench and I could feel the crowd in my heart. I could feel it in my chest. I could feel everything on the ground. It's shaking. So it's something, it's a blessing to experience this. It really is.
And just looking ahead now, how do you reset and get ready? Because, you guys could go have a dozen victories against no losses heading into conference play. How do you reset and get ready for it?
Yeah, we're going to enjoy the night. We up there blasting music right now in the locker room, so we're having a good time. But you probably watch film tomorrow, get ready for the next game. That's it.
I know he didn't bring it up, and he made it a point with us every time we'd ask him about it, not to make it about him and his dad. But once you players kind of understand that this was a pretty unique setting just because of the father-son situation.
Yeah, that's something that's very rare to come across in college basketball. A Hall of Fame coach. Pitino says he's not a Hall of Fame coach, but I believe he's a Hall of Fame coach too. So I believe two Hall of Fame coaches were competing today, and it was advertised well. The crowd, they showed up, and everything that was said about this game, it was out there tonight.
It seems like no matter if there's 6,000 people in the crowd or over 14,000 tonight, you guys still have the same demeanor, the same mindset. How do you guys stay so focused no matter what the circumstances are?
That's the main thing about this team, because you saw when we went to San Francisco and Las Vegas, we had to really bring our own energy. We had some Lobo fans there, but, on the road it's hard. We might not have fans, and that's the main thing for this team is to bring our own energy and block out all the noise, all the distractions, all the social media and everything like that. It's all about us.
When at the beginning of the year, we kept asking you guys could see the improvement, all this. Did you feel like you'd be sitting here at 11-0? Could you see this coming?
We knew we had it at the beginning. We knew we had the talent, but it's about, doing the little things every day, showing up, being mature. We got to be an older team, and that's all it is. We just have to continue respecting each other and showing up and winning every day.
Obviously you want to enjoy tonight, but a game, coming up here on Tuesday, just your thoughts on Prairie View.
I haven't really watched a lot about Prairie View, but I know they got some wins earlier on in the season, so I'm excited to watch what they have and go out there and get to play in front of the pit again.
This crowd tonight, you guys would be spoiled. Right? You're expecting this like you've been waiting for this, and now you guys got a taste of it.
Yeah, now we need this every game. We need the fans to show up every game. 14,500 every game. We need them.
Coach mentioned you had some family in the stands. How fun was it to do what you did tonight in front of them?
It's always fun, you know, when they come out and support you, and especially to have a good game. I had about 14 people here tonight, so I had to get a lot of tickets from teammates, and it was exciting. It was an exciting day. I'm about to go spend tonight with them and tomorrow, so it was a blessing for sure.
Give them their money's worth.
They did. They got their money's worth. Everybody got their money worth tonight.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, just, you know, I'm being able to reach any milestone I can get, you know, as a basketball player is awesome. You know, I'm blessed with the man above. So I'm just hoping we can keep stacking these wins up, and, yeah, we keep going. So that's all, yeah.
And about the crowd and the atmosphere, you know, like you guys have heard about it, but I don't remember it being like this since you guys have been here. What was it?
It was amazing. I mean, the energy in there was just, you know, just amazing throughout the entire night. Even from when it was like 55 on the clock and we were down there warming up, I see people just ready to go, you know, cheering. It was awesome. I mean, I hope we can sell out the pit and just, you know, make it like that every time. So I know we didn't sell out this night, but, you know, I hope we can get it like that, you know, in these conference games. So we're going to need them. We're going to need them.
You guys had 5 of you in double figures, and KJ, big minutes in the first half. I mean, 13 points in the first half. You guys have more than just, you know, you and Jalen and Morris. I know that, but you guys needed all 5 of those tonight. Can you talk about the balance and how it's a different guy, maybe off the bench every game, that does step up for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, that's just the identity of our team, is our next man up mentality. You know, guys being ready to attack and, you know, trust the work that they put in. You know, KJ comes in, he's a spark plug. I mean, he's been doing that his whole career. So I'm not surprised by him tonight. I just hoping we can keep it going and keep this energy going for Prairie View.
How was their press? I mean, I know you guys knew they were going to press. How much did the press affect you guys?
I mean, I think with any team that they play, it's going to affect them because no team in college really presses like they do, and, you know, guards like they do. So it was very kind of unpredictable because we didn't know if they were going to trap when we first got it in. Sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. So, you know, they're a very unpredictable defensive team, and I mean, I don't think it threw us off too much, but we were able to figure it out and get the win. So.
How do they compare with St. Mary's with San Francisco?
I think they're right there. I mean, as far as physicality, I would say San Fran and St. Mary's are a little bit better offensively, but all 3 teams are great teams. You know, they're gonna, you know, be top 3 or maybe win their conference. So this is a great win for us. So.
Did your dad give you kind of any insight on, you know, how to go against them?
Nah, not really. Can't give me nothing.
I know we made it all about Pitino, and everybody paid attention. You guys have been winning, that's part of it, but this Pitino matchup was pretty unique. I'm curious as a player how much you guys ever brought it up. I know Richard Pitino didn't bring it up to you guys much, but how much did you guys talk about, like, the uniqueness of this game from the coaching standpoint?
Never, honestly. I mean, this was another game just to go get, and we understand, you know, father versus son. But I mean, we try to win a basketball game at the end of the day, and which is what we did. So we never talked about that. We kind of just kept it, you know, what the game plan was, what they were going to do defensively, and what we were going to do and what we can control.
You guys are 11-0 right now. You have Prairie View up next before you head into a pretty good conference coming up. How do you, sometimes playing with teams like that, Prairie View, teams can kind of come out. How do you keep the same energy to not kind of just fall down to their level and kind of just keep this right?
Just keep being us. Just keep, you know, being who we are, regardless of, you know, when we go in games, we try not to focus on, you know, we focus on the other opponent, but really, you know, the only teams that are going to beat us is our team. You know what I mean? We're going to beat ourselves. So, you know, if we can just not allow that to happen and just we still be up for the game and still be in those gaps, still communicate with each other, you know, still just taking it as seriously as it is this game, and we you know, we're going to be fine throughout the whole year. So, yeah.
Do you deserve a ranking?
If they give us a ranking, I'd be blessed. I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, deserve is a little bit of a strong word. I mean, we just got to keep going and keep pressing, and you know, that'll come later. You know, we're not worried about that.